Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Zuzana from CoachZuzana.com, and in this week's video I wanted to talk to you about how to identify your core values. Well, you must be asking why. So as we talked in one of those videos with Aga about goal setting, if your goals are not aligned with your values, chances are you won't be really achieving what it is that you want. So I decided that in this week's video I'm going to give you a few exercises that will help you elicit those core values and achieve your goals. Let's talk about values for a moment. Values are what we are deep down in our nature, not what we think we should be in order to fit in. Values are like a compass. They point us to our true north. Values tell us what's important to us, what we value. So having clarity on our values will help us make better decisions quicker and easier. So now you might be asking me, what do I do to identify my core values? Well, there are several ways on how to do it, and I will now share it with you. Think about a time when you were happiest, most satisfied and fulfilled. Think about who were you with? What were you doing? Which desires you were satisfying? What actually brought you that happiness? Try to analyze the situation. So for example, you were your happiest when you're at that memorable trip with your friends and you felt like you are on top of the world, everything was flowing easily, everything was effortless, you felt like you're connecting, you're having so much fun. So you can look at that experience and now try and think about, okay, what are the parts of the trip that I value? That I was there with my friends, I was creating connection, it was fun, it was adventurous. So the next step here is to look at a few more situations like that. So maybe now you have a situation where you were helping someone with their mathematical exam, and because of you they were able to get concepts that they weren't for many previous years. And now how did you feel? What did that make you feel like? Did you feel accomplished? Did you feel satisfied? Did you feel like you made a difference? So again, you need to come up with several situations and try to see what are the patterns, because there will be certain patterns that will start emerging, like family, friends, freedom, adventure, and so please try and come up with at least 7 of those. Another technique that you can use is a value list. So you can either Google it online, there is plenty of them, or I can link it down in the comments below. And what you want to do with that is you want to print it out, and the first thing you want to do is you want to take 30 seconds or 60 seconds depending on the length of the list, and you just want to quickly identify 10 main values that resonate with you. Don't think about it too much, just be driven by your gut instinct. Now the second step here is that once you have those 10 values, you want to take no more than 10 seconds to identify your 5 values. Once you have your 5 values, you want to take maximum of 3 seconds to identify your 1 core value. Again, I want to stress here that you shouldn't overthink it and you should just go with your gut instinct, because when we take too much time, we try to overthink things and you will not really end up with what you're hoping to get out of this exercise. Another way how to identify your values is to take a personality test. So I found 2 on the internet that I think are really good. I'm going to link them in the comments down below so you can take them. One of them is entirely free, the other is partially free, but the full report would get you get it for like $7, so it's not that bad if you are really interested. But I would really recommend for you to try the free one on Tony Robbins' website. I've taken it myself, and it was a few years back, but I was really actually shocked at the results on how accurate it was, all about my personalities and many different aspects. But this is another way that can help you identify your values. Other questions that will help you determine your core values are, for example, How do you feel the space around you? How do you spend your time, your money, your energy? What comes out as a result of that? What does this tell you about you? Also, ask yourself, what do you talk to yourself about? What are the team's topic events that come up? What do you talk to other people about? So these are all clues to your values. And last but not least, imagine that today is your funeral. And ask yourself, what would you like other people to say about you? So what would you like your parents, your siblings, your friends, your other family, your community to say about you? And this is how you will actually determine your values. And now comes the key part. Once you identify your values, you now need to prioritize them. So this is going to be a bit of a lengthier and maybe a tougher process, but the key question that you want to be asking yourself here is, if I could only satisfy one, which one would I choose? The next thing that you want to do is to create a situation or a scenario from your life where you can actually put it in practice. So for example, would you rather move in with your parents and that their health is weakening and keep the job that you're not so enthusiastic about, or would you rather go for that job but knowing that your parents need help and you can't live with them? So as I mentioned, it's not going to be easy, but it will be worth it after all. And another super important thing to mention right here is that values change throughout the life. So your values are completely different when you are single or when you're married, right? So it's very important that you're going to check upon them every couple of years. And the reason why you want to do this is because you want to lead harmonious life that will help you achieve your goals and dreams, rather than create resistance within yourself that will actually drive you away from achieving your goals. This is it, you guys, for this week's video. If you have any questions or comments on the topic, please pop it down in a comment box down below. If you like this video, please give thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get the notification about when the next video is out. And as always, be kind, stay positive, and I'll see you next time. Bye!